Good morning guys, and welcome back. And you'll be pleased to know that this video is not just going to be painting. We have a lot of other jobs to do in order to get this boat back in the water, and this week the sun is on our side, so we are going to be cracking on with a lot of things that we've part started, some we haven't, but yeah, so like I said, the sun is on our side, we've got great weather, so we're going to crack on with those. Okay, so the first thing to do this week is to fit the new transducer housing. So we've got a new depth, sound and speed sensor. We had to bore out the original one and we've got to fit a bigger housing in, and it's a two-man effort, so both Chess and I are working on that today. It shouldn't be too difficult to do because I've already cut the hole. But let me show you. So under here, okay, so this is the old one. There used to be two. There used to be a speed and a depth one. The new ones are like multifunctional. The old ones, the new one is like multifunctional now. So here is where the new one's going. This is staying. This is a blanking plug, and that we've fixed that in. That's going to stay as is now. So what I need to do here is drop this out, blow, fill it with, or put a load of silicone, marine silicone, open around it, push it back in, and then Chess will tighten this nut for me, and then we'll put silicone underneath rather than the rubber and tighten it up, and it will pull in, and that'll be done. And that should be the easiest job to do. Yeah, so we are going to do the easiest job first, hopefully. Okay, so the things I need are my Stanley knife, my gun, and here we go, marine sealant in black, because that might give you an idea of what colour the antifoul is going to be. Okay, so what else do I need? A screwdriver. No. Okay, right, so we're going to go back downstairs. We're going to go back under the boat, sorry, and give this a go. Right, so here it is. Now I've seen people say that there's no specific way these need to go in, but then I had seen on it there's a tiny, so if you see, almost like the shape of the boat at the bow. So we're going to put that bit facing the bow, makes sense. But yeah, so I'm gonna, yeah, so now let's get the Sikaflex set up, shall we? Now where is my beautiful assistant? Francesca? Here she is. Right.
I haven't seen my new glasses. My four eyes.
Yeah. Check out this, guys. Somebody's finally, after years.
I got to wear glasses. I can see now. I didn't realise how bad my eyesight was. Like, I feel like I'm seeing in 4K. There's detail in things that I never knew I detail. It's
unbelievable. I tried them on and I couldn't believe how, not how bad your eyes were, but how much you needed them. Like, it's not horrendous, are they? But yeah, but now you can see everything. Lift this up a little bit. Oh. I don't know if I've said before, but when I bored this out, we've what did we do? We epoxied it as well, so it's sealed the core, because this is about nearly 2 inches thick. Normally, you know, you're talking about that, and you'd bore out around and pour epoxy in. But again, the guys here said, no, don't worry about that. Just seal it, because it's so thick and it's not going to press and like compress on the hull. It's not going to cause any problems. So all good advice, all good advice. Okay. It's not even going to fit in the bloody hole this much on. Okay, job number 2 now. Now this one is going to be one of the most exciting ones, but a very tedious one, I think. We have purchased, oh my god, in this box here is guard wire netting. Now, when the boat goes in the water and the dogs are going to be on board, we need to make sure they don't fall in. And obviously they'll have life jackets and stuff and tethered on. But, oh, let me tell you, along here, we need to add netting like, oh my god, it's big. Like there. Now that is all old manky netting which is coming off. And we've bought brand new netting to do both sides. Hey shipmate.
Hello.
You can see I've been cleaning up a little bit. Not much. But some room. These sparkly scissors. How's this looking? Yeah. So we didn't use this in the end. Guy said they can perish really easily. The best thing to do is whack again a big bead of silicone around where the join is, and then tighten the nut onto it, and that will squeeze it and push it through as well. So that's what we've gone with. That is the finished article there. I'm gonna wait for that to cure for probably about 4 or 5 hours once we've done the guard netting, and then I've got some big grips and I'll just twist it a little bit, not too much because I don't want it to crack or break, but just squeeze a little bit more out, and so it's nice and really nice and tight. I'm gonna have to take these battens off first though. I need my pliers for that. Okay, right, let's get this old netting off, shall we? Okay, right. Whew. It is actually scorching. There's no breeze. It's beautiful. It's like a summer's day. Okay, right. That old wire's off this side, or the netting's off. Now, got to measure the length we need for this first bit, and then we've got to add 35%. Of
we might
netting. Right. There we go, 30 metres, and that's the leech wire to tie onto the top and bottom. There's 100 metres of that. How are we going to do this?
Probably better to do it down on the floor.
Yeah, what? Measure 10 metres and then.
Yeah.
Okay, right, to the floor. You okay?
Yep.
Right, we're going to measure it and cut it on the floor. Right, and this is where it's going to get complicated, guys. So we need to open the netting out, put it over the rail, and weave in this, but the bottom bit, yeah?
Yeah, but it said it doesn't matter which way, because they're both the same.
Yeah, cool. Right, okay, here you go. Time lapses for you guys. It's boring as hell otherwise. Right, okay guys, so this is a bit of more of a nightmare than expected. Oh, it's just impossible to try and get it attached to the stanchion going down and then weave it. So what I've done is, as you can see, just cable tied the crap out of it, and now I've got to weave 12 meters of wire up and down, and it keeps getting tangled, keeps getting knotted. So yeah, I think we're getting somewhere. We were going to give up, but I'm going to persevere and see how we get on. This is literally probably one of the most boringest jobs ever. It just takes so long weaving it in and out, and I've probably been doing it for an hour, and I've only done about 3 meters of just the top weaving. I've still got the bottom and then the stanchion poles. Oh, do you know what? I'm gonna save you the boredom of watching me weave, and I'll just show you when I've done it, okay? But all for the safety of the dogs, this is, and us, I guess. 2 hours? Well guys, after 2 hours, I'm pleased to tell you the top part is done. Oh, wow. Yeah, 2 hours that took. I've still got to do the bottom and around the stanchion pole. So I don't know what time it is now, but I'm gonna make a start. Thirsty as anything. I'd hate to think how much a place would charge to fit this, because it is a crap job. Hey guys, welcome back to a very sunny, slightly cold, but very sunny Portsmouth. We're a few days on from where I left you yesterday, or the other day, because we had a bit of a storm blow in. But let me show you where we got with the guardrail netting. Now, it was an absolute pain. Chess and I spent about 5 hours trying to work out how to do it. Couldn't do it, so we thought we'd find one of the guys here to do it for us. Anyway, I came back, gave it a go, and spent about 5 hours and finally cracked it. So this is what one side looks like, and this is, bear in mind, it's taken 10 hours to do. So here it is. Doesn't look very pretty here, because this is where we started, but nice, nice, nice. And then it doesn't look very pretty on the pole here as well, but I'm going to redo this. So yeah, that took about 10 hours, kind of nailed it. It was a little bit, well, it was a lot more difficult than I fell off. A lot more difficult than I realised. Got that side to do, but it is a little bit breezy today. So I probably won't do that. But what I will be doing is going to be scraping and sanding the patches where the legs were holding the boat up when we took the anti-foul off before. So today's mission is to clear all that other anti-foul and then sand it and get ready to prime and undercoat that, and then that is all the painting done, apart from obviously anti-fouling. Okay, so let me show you, because I'm not sure if I did last week or the week before, I can't remember, but these are the patches that we need to scrape. So here, so this is where this block was before, and obviously this was here, so we've just got to scrape, sand, and then you can see we can feather in the epoxy and then undercoat. Oh. Let me see if I can show you how thick it was. This is a really good example. Let me stand over. Yeah, see how thick that is? And that is what we had to scrape off on this whole entire boat. So you can see why it took so long. Oh, yeah, these patches are giving me PTSD. I'm not going to miss this green getting everywhere, look. That's even with gloves on. The GoPro is covered in green. Am I? No, I think I've got away with it. It is just absolute horrible stuff. Degreased the areas and under the keel, so just going to hose it down. And then I'm just going to let it dry for an hour or so, and then come back and paint. Ready? Here we go. I did say that next time I had a coffee, you can go and see the dogs. They are, well, should be very peacefully in the van. The van is just there. The boat is just there. We've got to move every day now because they're closing off this bit of the car park for the winter because the boats are coming in. So we move over to the other side of the marina, but here we go. Oh, it's very chilled. Here they are. Hello, you two. I've only been gone half an hour. Well, about an hour maybe. Hello, hello. Oh, you get your nose in. Yeah. Hello, I know. Hang on then. What's really good is that, ever stay there please? What's really good there, what, 50 meters up the road, there's a massive green 2-field open space, and these guys can just run around. Well, River can, Scouts on a very you're on a very long lead because there are a load of foxes and things there. And as soon as he picks up a scent, he is like a bloodhound. He is off, so he has to stay on the lead. His recall is good, but I don't think we're ever gonna get that street dog roaming sense out of him. And we don't want to, because that's who he is. Lunch is done. Dogs have walked again for the 3rd time today. And I've just been to the Marine Superstore to pick up paint trays, because that was the only thing I didn't have. And now we're gonna mix up and we're gonna get painting. Well guys, okay, it has been probably 10 days since I've last picked up the camera, and a lot has happened. And the reason why is because we had good news that the rudder had been dispatched and it's on its way. It is in the UK now, but it's stuck in customs. So in order to get everything done before the rudder arrives, I had to put down the camera, put work on hold, and I've had to blitz the boat. So I'm going to show you how it's looking now. There you go. She is all anti-fouled. All the way. So, still got these patches here to do. The guys have moved the stand, so I've got these patches to do, and this part of the keel here, and what's under there. Those are all that's left to do on anti-fouling. Now the patches I'll do like now over the next week, but the bottom of the keel will be done when we go in the sling, and we are looking at probably going in middle of November at the moment. So it's very, very exciting. So glad that we know the rudder is on the way. The guys said as soon as it arrives, they're going to come get it fitted in. So that's great news, but that does mean there's a lot of work that I need to kind of fit in order to be 100% ready for when we go in the water. So first things first, we're going to get up and we're going to do the transducer first. Let's tick a nice easy thing off the list. We can work this out. So here it is, the new depth, speed and temperature sensor. There's the housing. That is solid, absolutely solid. So let's get this fitted in. We've got 2 silicone around the O-ring. Arrow pointing forward. There we go. That should be in. Right, we need to go down and check that it's gone down and it's flat to the bottom of the boat. Let's go have a look, shall we? Perfect. There we go. That is in. I'll need to paint some anti-foul on here. I can paint it on there, that's fine. Need to paint a little bit inside there. Excellent. Well, that was a really bloody easy job. Perfect. Okay, so job 1 done. Job 2 now is to fill up the water tanks. This is the key they use to open the water, the waste, the fuel tanks. We've only got 1, so I need to order a second one of these because, well, without it, it would be screwed. It's a beautiful day today. Lovely Indian summer, they'll say. Okay, so there, that is the water tank. Key goes in. Water being filled up. Need to find the treatment again. Where did I put that? Bilge pump set to auto. I have filled it up once and done a treatment once, but I think it'll be worth doing it again. So we're going to put in this Aqua Sol, complete water treatment. This treats 25 litre, add 3 capfuls, 30 mils, 25 litres. I think we've got, you can hear some noises. I can hear some noises down in the bilge, that's not good. Just that's there. So I think what I'll do is I'll take this couch off because the water tank is under here. It's good, there's no water going into the bilge yet, so I'm going to pour this in because once you pour it in, fill the tanks up. I think you leave it for 24 hours, I think, leave it for 24 hours and then empty your tanks, then run it through with fresh water again. So just going to put this in. So that'll be the second treatment I've put in. The first time we ran it through, it was manky and horrible. Then we put the first lot of treatment in, flushed it through, and it looked clear, and now the second one should be much better. So in the wonderful world of recording, when I've come to edit this video, I realised I must have lost all the footage that I had done for following on from, where were we? Putting the water treatment in. So let me give you a recap. Water treatment sat in there for I think 48 hours, and then I turned on all the taps, flushed the water out, and put more water back in. Since then, it's tasting fine. I've not died. It has been probably a week since, so I am alive still, so that's good. So let me catch you up on where I've got to. I've just finished painting the boot line around here. So the whole boat now has got all its anti-foul layers on, apart from the piece under the keel and obviously the rudder. Good news on the rudder, that has arrived. It's sat in the guy's office, and hopefully they're going to start fitting it this week, if not next. And they said, can I give them a hand? Which is great, because then I get to know what the hell's going on. I've also painted, oh, can you see that? There we go. The prop, that is with Hempel's Silic 1 prop paint. There's 2 layers of underwater primer, then the tie coat, and I've just got to put on the top coat, which is black, which is nice, so that matches. So that is just left to do. And I think that is actually everything below the waterline. In fact, that is the part of the rudder going in, that painted, that is everything done. So we are good to go in. This bit is now that I get to pull off the tape that goes all the way around. Oh, I can't believe we finally got here. This. So this is that fine line tape and then some masking tape on top. Look at that. This is all that's left. Just that last little bit. And that last little bit I'm going to leave for Chess, because she has worked hard on this as well, and I think it's only fair that she takes off the last little bit. So that'll stay there. I think she's back next week. She looks phenomenal. And with the guardrail, can you see that up there? I need to skirt that on, but anti-fouling pretty much done. Well guys, I'm going to leave. Chess has just messaged me and that threw me off. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.